More and more women are increasingly unsure about their desire to have children. If you are one of these women, you are not alone. I speak to women all over the world who are having this exact same experience. They share with me all the back and forth, the stress, the pressure, the uncertainty that this decision brings up for them. I didn't know the answer either. One day I would feel so confident in my choice not to have kids, and then a few weeks later, I'd be back at square one and completely confused. I felt so isolated in my indecision because my friends were having kids without piling on all the uncertainty that I was feeling. I kept wondering why I was struggling so much to make a decision that for most people wasn't even a decision at all. Before I go on, if you're new here, I'm Veronica, a child-free coach that helps women explore child-free life so they can make an informed and confident decision. Okay, so when I was struggling with this choice, I started to pay very close attention to the signs that were stirring up my anxiety. I want to share these signs with you now because you will probably be able to relate to most of them, if not all of them. And after I share them, I will tell you what you can do next. The first sign that you may not want kids is that you dread the kid question. When are you having kids? Why don't you have kids? How many kids do you have? How many you're gonna have? Anything surrounding this topic made me feel so uncomfortable and cornered. I always knew that this question was coming because I could see it stirring up in people's faces. This was especially true when I went to weddings, baby showers, or holiday parties. So if you dread having to answer this line of questioning, I completely understand. The second sign that you may not want kids is that you feel sad or conflicted when your friends announce a pregnancy. Now, this one is tricky because it does not mean that you're not happy for your friend. It just means that it hits a bit differently. This news can stir up emotions around the loss of a friendship or bring up feelings of inadequacy about yourself. Another sign that you may not want kids is that you keep pushing back the marker. You start having conversations with yourself and maybe other people like, I'll have kids once I meet the one, or once I have established my career, or once I move to a bigger space. And then you have the career and the bigger space and maybe the one, but you push the goalposts back again. I see this happening all the time because I did it too. By the way, if you like this video and want to support me in making more videos about the child-free choice, go ahead and click the like and subscribe button. The next sign that you may not want kids is that you aren't drawn to the idea of day-to-day motherhood. So what this means is that when you visualize the possibility of having kids, it's more about the romanticized version of motherhood. You think about the super sweet moments you see on social media, but the idea of trying to calm down a screaming child or signing up for carpools does not appeal to you at all. Another sign that you may not want kids is that the back and forth is driving you crazy. One day you want kids and a week or month later you don't. You are just ruminating so much about making this life-altering decision that it's causing you stress and anxiety. You feel stuck and conflicted and you just can't decide. I am super familiar with this feeling because I spent way too much time trying to figure this out. The last sign that you may not want kids is that you enjoy your life the way it is now. You appreciate your free time, your ability to make last-minute decisions, to be spontaneous, and yet still FOMO sets in for you. And it all gets very confusing because you start thinking to yourself, what if having kids would make my life even better? To be perfectly clear, I am not saying that if you relate to these signs that you shouldn't have kids, because that is a decision that only you can make for yourself. But what I am saying is that if these signs feel familiar to you, you are already questioning yourself whether kids are for you. And if you're questioning it, you may feel stuck, confused, or overwhelmed in what to do next. Like I mentioned, I was in your shoes. I've been there, so I know exactly what this feels like, which is why I work with women who can relate to this gray zone. You think you may not want kids, but the conversations conversations you're having, the books, the podcasts, all the information and point of views that you are consuming are only making things more confusing. I run an invite-only program called Is Childfree for Me? The essential guide to exploring a child-free life for women like you who are stuck in indecision and want to move forward with their lives. I know exactly how to guide you and help you so that you can finally face this looming question and begin to find clarity in your decision. If that sounds like something you may be interested in, I'm going to add the link to book a free chat with me in the description below.